In describing the four phases of the indigenous ceremonial change process, and the fifth stage is the practical and realistic application, I began with the second phase that is called emptying. And this is what we call ilko. This term applies to a safe and supportive environment in which to empty. The key here for our safety is a safe and supportive environment without judgment, without punishment, and without condemnation. So emptying is to talk things out and to cry it out. It also refers to singing, chanting, dancing, to sweating in the sweat lodge, and even there are emetic. They're herbs we call throw up herbs for clearing the body of bringing up the herbs that are not mood or mind altering. They just go in the body and clear our thinking, and go in the body and collect negative energy, and it just brings it up and throws it out. So that's called emptying. We say ilko, that refers to all the ceremony like sweat lodge and other ceremonies. Also the use of what we call mountain smoke is an herb in which it clears the aura. It clears our internal self, and it clears our aura because we know that smell is 7 seconds to the brain. And so it's how the use of this herb in a pipe. It's a very bitter herb, and the purpose of it is to clear thinking and to clear our internal of all anything negative, and to take that out of the aura, take it out of our inside of our body, out of our brain and our body, and out of our aura. And so that's why it's important to design a safe and supportive environment. And to my knowledge, I don't know of any culture and any language anywhere in the world that has this concept. And this is a vital, important, key concept to understand about making corrections to our thinking, is that we have to go through a cleansing, a purification, a purging in such a way that we're not stuffing this negative energy into our body, because we have five choices. We can choose suicide, and a person can't actually kill themselves because the creator doesn't destroy its own creation, but our vibration can be lowered to such a rate to invite and to be somewhat what I would call possessed by and lower vibration energy spirits. I'll just call it that. They are entity spirits that kill the person. The person doesn't kill themselves. So one choice is suicide in the thinking system in which person is cornering their mind and believes that there's no solution, but that is a false belief. It is totally not true. There's always a way. We can always make a way. There's always a way with creator within creation. That's co-creative decision making, power within to have power with others. The second choice, of course, is homicide, and that is also a possession. That is war. That is enemy creation, is devaluing and dehumanizing others in order to invade and genocide is mass murder and plunder is mass theft. So I call this empire folly, which is invasion and genocide and plunder. And that is ongoing in the past for centuries and still being perpetuated today in contemporary times. That's homicide, and that is also a possession, and that is enemy creation. So the other choice is to design our own medically diagnosed disease, and it has all these medical diagnosed names, and that's due to stuffing our body with these maladaptive emotions. So I'm going to make a distinction here between, I'm going to use the art of making distinction between what I call maladaptive emotions and authentic feelings. So we need to empty the maladaptive emotions, which are hate, envy, greed, jealousy, anger, shame, guilt, fear, and lust, and so on. These are what we stuff in our body. And there isn't any way to really understand how to get that out of our body that I know of in contemporary society, anywhere, in any language or any land that I know of, that this emptying ceremony is important. And then the fourth choice is the indigenous ceremonial change process, which is how to reframe our thinking out of what is perpetuating violence and suffering in terms of from generation to generation, we call transgenerational trauma and woundedness. We call it trauma bonding. And the only way to intervene and to reframe our thinking is to follow a sequencing that allows us in a safe and supportive environment without judgment, punishment, or condemnation to empty the maladaptive emotions. And now I'll make a distinction of we would reframe into the authentic feelings, which I'm calling peace, love, joy, happiness, as authentic feelings, as making a distinction with maladaptive emotions. So those are four choices. And let's choose life. Let's choose a sequencing in which we learn how to design safe and supportive environments, in which we choose to empty with safe and supportive people, because that's vital. It's necessary for our physical, emotive, our spiritual well-being. It's fundamental and vital to stop this enemy creation, the war within us, to be projected outward into warfare and warmongering, projected outward, the war within us toward others. And we must begin to befriend ourselves as a sacred self identity as a precious child of Creator within creation, and to befriend others in such a way that we have a common goal of realistic and practical change process that we can manifest and implement of healthy helping teamwork between people in our personal life, in our professional life, and certainly, hopefully, I wish with all my heart within the governing systems of our nations, all of our nations. That is Ilko, the second phase of the indigenous ceremonial change process, the emptying, in order to realize the self-realization of our sacred self identity, and we can communicate and relate to others in a way that we alleviate suffering and the violence from the suffering. This is what is Hojo and Hojoja, the ceremony for living the loving way as a way of life.